Alright, so we look at drawing up this buffet here. So it's got 3 drawers, a door, legs that come off the side, and then the top across there. So if you look at this drawing, so we've got the back of the drawing. Sorry, the starting point of the drawing is the carcass there, and then we want to look at drawing the legs that go around it, the doors, the door, and then that floating top. So to start with, we are going to draw basically that little carcass design there. So draw up this box. So we want to have the sides. Now to physically make the sides, we might make this out of 3 or 4 pieces of timber, wide and jointed together. We don't need to draw that when it comes to fusion, so you don't need to draw me 4 pieces and put them all together. We can just draw that as one piece and then reflect on that in your folio. So if we look at this, and we might draw the sides, they're going to be a side of 600 tall, 400 wide. So let's start drawing that first in Fusion. So I'll be on here, start off with File, we'll call that a new design and save that. We might call this Buffet, from me I'll call it Buffet 2 because I have drawn this already. And whenever we draw in Fusion, we want to, before we start drawing, we want to create components. So go to new component, and we're going to call this a side. Side. Now it comes up here. Now we want to create a sketch. Now we can be drawing it front on if you like, or draw from the side. We might draw it front on, so it comes up in our view. And if we go back to our measurements, it's always good to have these kind of things printed out. Our timber is 19 mil thick, so it's going to be 19 mil thick by 600 tall. It's 620 when we incorporate the top. So we know it's going to be 19 mil thick, 600 tall, 400 mil deep. So I can get my 2-point rectangle tool, start in the datum, draw myself that rectangle. Use the keyboard, press the letter D, make that from 5 mil to 19 mil. The height we said was going to be 600. Finish sketch. I then press the picture of the house. I then want to get the extrude tool, and we'll make it 400 millimeters long. Again, press that picture of the house, and there we have our one side. So we now want to look back to our drawing, and from one edge of the box to the other edge of the box is 1000 millimeters. So we want to create an offset plane. So instead of drawing that whole second piece, we can just use the offset tool and mirror it across. So we got to do our calculations here. So if we want to, we can do our numbers and say if the whole thing is going to be 1 meter, it will calculate out 1 meter, and it's 2 19 mil thicknesses, minus 19, minus 19, that leaves me with 962 millimeters. I can divide that number by 2, which gives me 481 millimeters as my midpoint. So my offset plane, I'm going to select that inside edge, 481. There's my offset plane, enter. Now create and the mirror, and if you click on those 3 dots, you can pin it to your shortcuts or your toolbar, which is where mine is there. So now I'm going to make sure it says components. I'm going to select my component, which is the side, and then I'm going to select which mirror, press enter, press the picture of the house, up to the top here, select that little circle. Now I've drawn my 2 edges to my box. Now, these mirrors, these offset planes will stay there. If I press on that little drop down and click on the picture of the eye, I can actually remove the construction planes. I've now drawn the 2 edges, or the 2 sides of my box. I go back into Fusion. I've got side 1 and side mirror. Click under here, and I'll call that one side left, and we can call that one side right. And we've made the first 2 sides of the buffet.